BMW shows an affinity for a specific color of cat, Brembo breaks into the app business, and the Australians start a petition. Welcome back to All the Sauce, where we read the motorcycle news so you can simply watch it. Here are the headlines you need to know for December 17th, 2025. Harley Davidson Incorporated announced a series of executive leadership and organizational changes aimed at strengthening commercial dealer marketing and operational functions. Key appointments include Jonathan Root as Chief Financial and Commercial Officer and Brian Nicketh, I think I'm saying that right, returning as the Chief Operating Officer. The moves are intended to align strategic priorities around dealer support, brand engagement, and what the brand is calling integrated operational excellence. BMW Motorsport and Orange Cat Racing have officially teamed up to form a new factory-supported team for the 2026 MotoAmerica Superbike season. This announcement reflects BMW's continued growth and investment in North America's premier motorcycle road racing series. The team's planned rider lineup includes Supersport champion Sean Dillon Kelly moving over from Suzuki, and returning Orange Cat alum Jason Uribe making the move with the team into Superbike. This news surprisingly leaves Andrew Lee, who won the Stock 1000 championship with the team just last year, without a ride for the 2026 season. But one rider who does have a seat in MotoAmerica is South African Darren Binder, brother of current factory KTM MotoGP rider Brad Binder. Darren has signed with Celtic Racing and Warhorse HSBK to ride in the Supersport Championship in 2026 on a Ducati V2. Binder enters the championship after 3 seasons in Moto2, after a rare direct leap from Moto3 into MotoGP earlier in his career. Over in Germany, they got a look at all the new toys as Intermot 2025 returned to Cologne December 4th through the 7th, delivering the German market's first look at the 2026 motorcycles and reinforcing its role as the region's key industry show. More exhibitors, busy demo areas, and a clear rise in creator-driven coverage brought new energy to the event, with a strong emphasis on performance, touring, urban mobility, and electrification. OEMs representing roughly 75% of the market, including BMW, Honda, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Triumph, Yamaha, and more, used the show to unveil new models, preview new technology and updates, and reconnect directly with riders ahead of the 2026 season. Brembo has revealed a brand new app-based data logging system aimed at track day riders, designed to improve performance and safety on circuit regardless of motorcycle brand or braking hardware. Developed with input from top-level racers, including multiple MotoGP race winner and former 125 world champion Andrea Dovizioso, the system is set to launch in April of 2026. The kit features a compact 6-axis IMU integrated GPS and brake line pressure sensor, drawing power from the motorcycle's battery and transmitting data to a smartphone or tablet via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Riders can review lap times, braking points, corner entry data, and session comparisons through the Brembo app, with optional support for heart rate monitors. Oh, and if you have a camera, you can acquire the video and then upload it to the app, and it will correlate to the session, and the data will be synchronized with the video as well. Currently compatible with approximately 150 tracks worldwide, the system will launch initially in Italy, Germany, the UK, Spain, France, and the United States. While I couldn't find information on exactly which tracks in the US included, I'd venture to guess that places like COTA, Laguna Seca, VIR, and Road America would be good bets to be on this list. Installation will be handled by authorized Brembo dealers, with prices to include a fixed hardware cost and a subscription-based app service. Brembo emphasized the system is intended for track use only, reinforcing its goal, helping riders to go faster through improved confidence and control without compromising safety. Chloe Jones is back for another shot at the FIM Women's Circuit Racing World Championship in 2026, teaming up with Monster Energy Crescent Yamaha. Now, after finishing an impressive rookie season 3rd overall despite a preseason broken arm, Jones is now fully supported by Crescent Yamaha, the team behind the factory Pata Maxxis Superbike squad, and Monster Energy. The 22-year-old who had a birthday this week, happy birthday, was MCN's 2025 Young Rider of the Year, scored her first podium in front of friends and family at Donington Park, and then hit 5 consecutive second-place finishes, proving she's a front-runner, ready to take on the next step in her championship quest. Joining forces with 2-time World Superbike champion James Toseland as her personal manager, Jones will line up alongside 2025 runner-up Beatrice Nela, forming what Monster Energy Crescent Yamaha calls a dream team in World WCR. The 2026 season kicks off in Portimao from March 27th to 29th and travels to Assen, Balaton Park, Misano, Donington Park, and concludes at Jerez on October 16th. With Crescent Yamaha and Monster Energy backing her, Jones says she's more motivated than ever to push to her limits and chase that championship win. MotoAmerica is set for a transition in ownership heading into the 2026 racing season. Officials say the organization will maintain much of its existing structure, including familiar faces, formats, and rules, while implementing previously approved board changes from the 2025-2026 seasons. The new ownership has emphasized a commitment to listening to members, who remain the core of what CMRA is, and supporting efforts to bring new racers onto the grid while preserving the camaraderie and family atmosphere that the series is known for. Looking ahead, the team plans to focus on cost management and operational efficiencies through partnerships with track owners, sponsors, and vendors. Savings are expected to be reinvested into CMRA through both visible upgrades such as tents, flags, merchandise, trailer branding, etc., and behind-the-scenes improvements including website updates, internal systems, and expanded opportunities for members. Additional initiatives for 2026 include advanced rider training, racecraft modules, and live streaming for all race rounds, including the COTA event, aimed at increasing exposure and accessibility for both new and existing racers. Virginia International Raceway just hit a huge milestone. It now owns the land it operates on, ending a decade-long lease and clearing the way for big plans ahead. CEO Connie Nyholm says the move guarantees VIR's long-term future and gives the team freedom to grow, upgrade facilities, and expand paddocks, add new villas, and improve fan and team experience. The acquisition cements VIR as the top motorsports and tourism destination, drawing in 400,000 plus visitors annually. With full control of the property, VIR is ready to explore bold new ideas, partnerships, and projects that will shape the next 25 years of racing at the track. And finally, Australian race fans are urging the Victorian government to secure a long-term contract for the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix at Phillip Island, warning the state risks losing one of its most iconic international events. The current contract expires after the next season, and with many tracks around the world securing their long-term future well in advance, leaving an agreement to the last minute for Phillip Island doesn't sit right with folks in the land down under. Community leaders say the race brings in major tourism, jobs, and economic benefits to the region, attracting tens of thousands of visitors each October and generating millions in local spending. Basque Coast Shire Council, Destination Phillip Island, and local advocates have launched a petition calling on fans, residents, and businesses to show support. A group leader was quoted as saying, "Every signature and share counts. Together, we can make our voice impossible to ignore." The petition has already gained momentum, drawing national media attention. Now, the Victorian government says Phillip Island remains a priority, with officials highlighting its status as one of MotoGP's most iconic global destinations. Supporters can sign the petition online and contact Premier Jacinta Allen to help secure the race's future. Next, we head into the motorcycle rumor factory for a segment I like to call Throttle Sauce Paddock Talk. This week, the rumors take us to MotoGP, where the internet is aflame with talk that Pedro Acosta has already signed with Factory Ducati for the 2027 season and beyond. For those who don't know, this upcoming MotoGP season will once again bring along a silly season for the ages, with nearly all top riders' contracts set to expire at the end of 2026. We're talking about Marc Marquez, Pecco Bagnaia, Jorge Martin, Fabio Quartararo, Marco Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, and of course, Pedro Acosta. Now, it's important to stress right away this is purely a rumor. No official announcements have been made by Acosta, Ducati, or KTM. And even if a deal were signed today, it doesn't automatically mean he'd ride for the big red factory team. The scenario could be similar to deals that Digia and Alex Marquez have directly with the factory to compete on factory spec machines, but for independent teams. But I think, let's face it, Pedro Acosta will probably be on a factory squad in 2027 one way or another. So what is Pedro saying about all this? In a recent interview, he kind of downplayed the chatter about his future. He said, "I have zero stress about the 2027 contract talks. For now, his focus squarely remains on racing for KTM and being strong in 2026. So while fans and rumor mills are already imagining Acosta in Ducati red, we may have to pump the brakes on this one. For now." And now for the Throttle Sauce saucy clip of the week. This clip comes from Brian Ernst, who was part of a small group that thought teaching burnouts in a garage was a good idea. It was not. Well, that does it for this week, and as always, let us know what you think of any of the stories we've covered. And make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, mash all the buttons so you stay up to date with everything Throttle Sauce. If you're in the business of motorcycles and have a press release we need to see, or you're a rider with a saucy clip you think deserves to be featured here, hit us with an email at pressreleases@throttlesauce.com. And until next time, That's all the sauce.